Hey guys, how's it going? Today I am going to do a review. Yay, I got some decks. So exciting. I've been playing with them for a little bit, so it's not really an unboxing by any means. I've had these decks for about a week. So yeah, we're going to just do one at a time though. I'll keep these videos separate. That way it's easier for people to find, information on each deck. So I have for today the Faeries Oracle by Brian Froud. Love this deck. Oh my gosh. I really am resonating with this deck like so much. I have the Heart of the Fairy Oracle, and when I first got this deck, I really liked it, but I was kind of it was kind of like, you're over here and I'm afraid to use you, and slowly, it's been a very slow relationship with the Heart of the Fairies Oracle, of getting to know it, but slowly, as certain seasons change, they come out a little bit more, but it has been a bit of a challenge with these guys. However, with this newest one, the Faeries Oracle, this one, it just warms my heart. I keep it in this little, I don't know, crinoline, or I'm not sure what you call this. But anyways, this deck is just warming my heart, and it is fun. Like, even just the back, I think that's part of it. The energy of this deck, it's a little more fun. It's not so serious. Whereas, like, and you can even get that sense of the energy just by looking at the backings. This one's much more, feels more serious. I think with just the crisp, clean kind of colors. It's really decorative, like feels very royal. And this one, they're just like so down to earth, fun, getting messy in the muck kind, sorry about the glare, kind of energy. So yeah, and this is their, I think it's the Topsy Turvets image that's in the deck. It's a little bit different than the backing here, but it's the same kind of image. So they're kind of like faces on either side. So yeah. So yeah, here's the deck. The deck is sectioned off in different sections, and it comes with a gorgeous hardcover book. And it's really nice and thick, and that was part of the reason why I really wanted to get this deck, because it's nice and thick. It really has a lot of information. There's like notes at the back, and there's different ways of using the deck. There's different spreads that they've come up with. Yeah, but there's a nice introduction with the deck as well. Just some good reads on how to work with the fairies, and more about their the different sections of the fairies. Like, there's, let me see if there's a glossary. I haven't actually gone through the whole book yet, so I'm not like crazy familiar. Okay. So yeah, there's the 0 card, so that's kind of one that you can just fill in yourself. It's a blank card, but it's still got the border around it. I just don't have it out. It's actually tucked away because I haven't done mine yet. But there's the singers, which are, these are your singers. So they're more of these energy type beings, which I've actually seen before, and I didn't realize they were fairy. That they're they're actually, they're fairy. I've been in that half in, half out sleep state where I've seen these float over my head. They're floating over my head, and I've seen them float over my husband's head, and just kind of like, I'll just stare them down like, I see you, and it will slowly float and go through the wall. but that's what it turned out to be. It was yeah, they're these singers, so it was really neat to find a deck that actually kind of confirms that for me. There's also the she. So with the she, let me find out which cards of the she. Like I said, I'm not hugely versed in this deck just yet. What? It says 75. Page 75, Laura. I was looking at card 75. I'm like, there is no card 75. Okay. So the she. So it kind of tells you a little bit about the she. The one I keep getting is actually this one, the maiden. So I'll try and find that for you. And the journeyman. We've also been getting that himself. Let's see if we can find it. I should have had this organized. I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do an impromptu review. Here's himself. He seems to be a she. Let me just double check that. Yeah. So that one keeps coming up for us, as well as that maiden card, the very first one that was there. Ah, here she is. This one keeps coming up for me. And this one keeps coming up for my husband and my son, funny enough. So this deck, it really, really talks to you. It really speaks to you. It really comes through like instantly about, you know, what's going on in your life. Like for me, it really feels like these are beings, like real, you know, in the astral, for sure, like in that maybe 4D, fourth dimensional plane. You know, yeah. They just come so strongly with their messages. You know exactly what they're talking about when you draw a card with these energies. It just warms my heart. There's something about this deck that my heart just melts for these little guys. Yeah, I just love them so much. So, and maybe it's that earthy quality to them. They're so cheery. Like even the ones that are, you know, maybe not so nice or a little more naughty, they're still like so fun. You know, they're not scary. There's one that's like a little bit more of a scarier card, I guess you could say. But even when you read up on it, it's not as bad as you would think, you know. So one thing with Quam kind of thing, I love the look of the writing on the bottom here, but I have a hard time actually reading it. So this one's Spirit Dancer, that one's not too bad, but some of them you're like, is that, you know, this? And so you actually have to look it up in the book, and it's got it more typed out so you can kind of understand what the yeah, basically what the title is. One thing I thought that was really amazing with this deck too is they were saying something about how the fairies wouldn't let Brian Froud use oils, and that he had to use more, like it seems almost like more like a pencil crayon, or they said pigments, I think, but you can see like the doesn't so much in this one, but I'll try and find, you can definitely tell in, like for instance, yeah, like, let's see, like possibly this one. Oh yeah, definitely this one. I'll put it closer so you might be able to see if I can get it to get clear. In the shading, you can actually see like the grain of pencil. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but my camera is not the greatest of cameras. It's just an iPad. But yeah, you can actually see the pencil grain, like the softness, that almost like softy kind of color. So I thought that was just so cool, and it really inspired me to go and get artist pencil crayons. So I did. We went to Winnipeg. We just got back. This is one of the she as well. Oh, I totally lost track. There's more than just she. So I got some pencil crayons to try some artist pencil crayon, you know, drawings, and see how it works. I've been really into drawing and painting fairies as well, so thought it'd be neat. So yeah, we have got singers, we got the she, fairy guides and guardians, then it says the helpline troop, and the fairy challengers. So the deck is sectioned in different ways to, you know, just kind of show you those different archetypes, what that fairy is more about, what area does it fall into, its category, so to speak. I love, love, love this card. It just reminds me so much of spring, which we're starting to feel the spring energy now, slowly. Today's a little bit gloomy again, but yeah. Even these tree beings, I really feel pulled to the tree beings. I actually used to draw tree beings. I called them treeblings. I think that's what their name was, treeblings. So I'm going to actually have them in my deck that I'm creating, that I'm making. This is the scary one. The soul, I think is the soul shrinker. I've gotten this one. And I was like, oh no, what did I do? I took a drop out of someone's bucket, which we do sometimes, even though we don't mean to. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, these treeblings. So when I see the tree fairies, yeah, I definitely feel connected to that energy. I think they've definitely worked with me before. Because I've been pulled to them. So I'm going to have them, I believe, possibly in my wand suit for, you know, because obviously like the branch, the tree, the new growth. So I'm going to, I think, make my treeblings into my wand suit for my tarot deck. I believe the tarot deck is going to be called Creatures Within Tarot. So I'm excited for it. I think I'm going to start selling some prints of the deck as I work on it to help fund the deck, but and make it so it'll come a little bit quicker. So we'll see. I love this one, but I just love the way he can create that aura, that real glow, the fairy glow. So I'm excited to be able to do that in my art as well and learn how to do that. Like I find his artwork so inspirational that yeah, I'm basically calling Brian Froud my fairy teacher. And I even had a fairy dream where they were showing me how to do fairy art. So that was really neat. I had some guides helping me. And I think it was the fairies because I remember them being fairies showing me. Like basically I was in school. So that was really kind of cool. But anytime I've worked with the fairies, they've always been really merry, like really happy. They've always been a really good energy. I don't think I've had too many tricksters. You know, I'm sure I have had them, especially when you like, you know, trip and stumble and it makes you wonder like at that exact time like what was going on. Yeah, I wasn't thinking like the happiest of thoughts. You know, and then you'll like hit yourself or bump your head and it's like, okay, get the message, all right. So these characters are just awesome. I really, really resonate with this deck. So if you guys haven't tried this deck, but you have like maybe the Heart of the Fairy Oracle, here's another one of the tree characters. Give it a shot. You know, the energies are completely different with this deck than the Heart of the Fairy. Not to say the one is better than the other. It's just they're their own beings. They're their own voice, so to speak. Like this one, it even feels heavier. But you know, it might be the cardstock. This cardstock is much lighter. Let's see. So you can see it is thinner. But in terms of cards, you know, I think this is in the 50s and this is around there too, or 50s or 60s. Let's see, how many cards are there? So you guys know. There are 64 cards. Oh, no, sorry, missed one. 65 cards, plus the extra one, I think, that you get. So, yeah, that is the Fairies Oracle. So definitely go and grab it, try it out, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye!